How's everybody doing? First off, on behalf of the entire wedding party and the parents of Brian and Amy, I would like to thank you all for joining me part of this special day. Those who don't know me, my name is Keith, and I'm Brian's older brother. I'm honored to be here as Brian's best man, or as he likes to refer to me as mediocre at best man. I've been told to make this quick. Amy's cutting someone's hair in 5 minutes, and Brian tees off in 10. It was December of 1979. People were doing the YMCA, and a movie named for a lady called Brian, the jerk, was rooming the box office. The mall was decorated with what we used to be able to call Christmas trees, and I was going to see Santa Claus. He sat on his lap, and he asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I looked up at that big white beard of his, and said, I want a punching bag. 7 months later, Brian was born. I couldn't understand why Santa sent that present to me. It was loud, took all my mother's attention away from me, and stuck up the house. Something like that. I called him Dad. I'd like to think that I was a great big brother. Sure, we had our fights, but I've always been there for him every step of the way. I've helped him suck from a bottle, watched him trying to stagger around the room naked. I've dressed him, undressed him, and cleaned up after all his mess. And that was like 2 hours ago. We've always been big into sports, and when we were kids, we were always outside playing something. If the street lights came off, we knew we only had a little more time to play. So me, Brian, and the rest of the neighborhood kids would play one last round of hide and seek. Brian would run happily off and find the most difficult spot to hide. And we'd all go home so we wouldn't get yelled at. Brian is one of the nicest people I know, and he can certainly be a big softie. He has a warm and caring heart, and like my mother, he will shed a tear or two during Hallmark commercials. About 4 years ago, I was in a propane explosion, and it was a very painful ordeal. When I was rushed to the hospital, Brian, being the great big brother, the great brother that he is, came right to the hospital to make sure I was okay. As the doctors and nurses worked on my burning wounds, the crying and screams were just too much for them to handle. So they asked Brian to leave. All kidding aside, there were more people like him in the world, it would be a much more peaceful place. You know, because everybody would be sleeping half the day. Brian had always dreamed about owning a bar, and now he owns 2. One thing I always dream about is being able to afford a beer. He recently opened up a Caves on Mass in Cambridge, and according to an actual Yelp review, he can be found on Friday nights at 7. 7 food incidents. His other bar, Walnut Caves in Somerville, has been a staple of the music community for nearly 6 years. Brian bragged about Bull's $4 burgers in each of his 3 speeches during his 9-month Best Man tour. These days, those burgers cost more money than an Aflac guaranteed issue short-term disability policy. When Brian was in school, he had this tall, auburn-haired, fun-loving person that he knew he would marry someday. But then Ricky got married, so Brian wasn't married. But maybe he looks much better in a white dress than Ricky does. Good choice. Brian dated Amy in high school for like 6 months and dated him while he was in college for 2 weeks. But the romance outlasted the 3 weeks he spent in college. They parted ways again, both went into the world to find themselves. Amy went on to be the unofficial president of the Marilyn Manson fan club, as well as becoming an artist with scissors. She cut my hair last week. Just look at me, I'm freaking awesome. Brian spent his 20s golfing, eating double quarter pounders like they were candy, getting hassled by police for stealing his own car, and learning the bar business. Fate wasn't done yet with Brian and Amy, and when they crossed paths again, the third time was a charm. Despite Amy not being able to commit to using the same shampoo and conditioner for more than a week, she made a commitment to Brian, and that brought us all here today. Brian is lower on Amy's totem pole behind Charlie Murphy, and after today, he will spend the rest of his life in the dog's house. What was once just high school puppy love is now two people truly in love, and loving puppies while they're at it. Amy, I thought of you as like a sister for a long time, but I would now like to officially welcome you to our family. My brother's happiness means the world to me, and you are the one that makes him happier than anyone else in this world. So I'm so grateful to you to putting that big smile on his face. Whether it's buying a new bar, a bike to get some exercise, or an acoustic guitar, you're always right there by his side to clean the dust off him. Brian, you and I have had so many great times together. Whether it was hitting you with objects of my choosing, the boys club, the Pookie days, being Irish and Pompano, all things Mulligans except for Plunkett, our radio show, going to opening day every year, and now watching you be a fantastic uncle. It's truly an honor to be your best man, but the greater honor is having you as my brother and my best friend. Throughout our lives. What you probably don't know is how much I look up to you. I'm so proud of not only what you have accomplished in life, but who you are as a person. Note to self, if you are crying now, you're a big sissy like Brian. Finish this. Today, Brian and Amy embark on the lifelong adventure of marriage. A new book of their life starts being written today. Their old books are tucked away and have gotten them to this point. All of us here today are included on the very first page of the very first chapter of their book. Brian and Amy came to love not by finding the perfect person, but by seeing an imperfect person perfectly. So it doesn't matter if Brian is perfect, and it doesn't matter if Amy's perfect. What matters is that they are perfect for each other. And no one should stand in the way of perfection. With those rings on their fingers in support of all of us, for them. Brian and Amy, love and marriage doesn't consist of just gazing at each other, but in looking outward, together, in the same direction. You'll laugh together, you'll cry together, but always celebrate you together. Never let go of that first fire inside you felt for one another. Never let your life fall into a routine. Never let go of the passion that you have for one another. Never let go of your life together. Kiss each other, hold each other, support each other, and above all, love each other. Love you guys. To Mr. and Mrs. Mann.